So, it all started with Nick Khan.
Man.
And he went on a podcast.
He's a con man.
And he said, and I quote, that he does not bench his players like other companies.
I remember that.
Well, this past WrestleMania, and this is for all companies, and I'm just right now targeting WWE.
Yeah,
But this past WrestleMania,
let's fucking do this.
one person was benched, but yet
one.
she, and I have been harping on her from the podcast all the time, and I have said this. I said, "Where's Bailey? Where's Bailey?" I'll tell you where Bailey's at. She's running promotions. She's out there in media, out there talking about a match that she wasn't even going to wrestle in. Was told 2 days prior, you are sitting this one out for Becky Lynch to take her spot. And then you have Karrion Kross, who's trying to make chicken shit into chicken salad. But here's the problem with Karrion Kross, or Killer Kross as he's going by now apparently. The bell has to ring, and you still suck ass.
Are you listening? Damn.
So here's a scenario.
Damn.
Here's a scenario.
That's crazy.
Right? We're talking about bench players, some who should be benched, and some who not should be benched. We talk about Ricky Starks, a.k.a. Ricky Saints. He did an interview as well. And in the interview, he said at WrestleMania 40, when they took a picture of him behind the stage with Cody Rhodes, he quotes himself by saying, "When I sat on this stage, I knew this would be the last time that I would be behind the seats and I would be in front of everybody." The motherfucker knew he was leaving AEW. That's why your ass got benched. Because you knew your ass was going to leave. The same shit happened with Mariah May. Mariah May, if you don't know, now you know, Mariah May is signing to the Fed. She has told Tony Khan and the company that after her match with Tony Storm, she did not want to sign an extended contract. She's going to WWE. And WWE said they're going to sign her and they're going to put her in either NXT or WWE.
Well, they're going to fit her in.
She'll be blonde number 4.
So basically, she's going to be Charlotte Carbon copy number 4?
She'll be blonde number 4. Here's the problem I have with Nick Khan, and here's the problem I have with companies. There's a time when there's a time when you bench a wrestler because they have to be benched, right? Prime example. If you bench Karrion Kross, you bench him because he's motherfucker's bland like white chicken. Okay? It is what it is. You're bland as fuck, bro.
Hey,
I can't help you. He's trying. I get you. He's trying.
Man, that promo
but
was good.
When the bell rings, bro, that shit can't happen. Okay?
Yeah,
it happens. That's what it is.
You know, people will say that you're judging them and you can't even do half of what they do.
I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't. We're here to criticize him, not, and that's my issue with Triple H
criticize?
too. Yes, because I say do Triple H.
Oh.
He says sit your ass and watch it.
That's right. Be a fan.
Be a fan, bitch. I criticize what I like to watch, bitch.
You know what?
God, with your big ass Triple K.
It's funny when he said that. Because like he hates that everyone's being a critic. It's like, motherfucker, do you go to a restaurant and when you order food, do you not critique it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Every time.
Then, please, Triple H, don't come at us with that shit. We are fans. We are critics. If we do not criticize, you do not improve. So,
and I'm sorry, but I don't want to be a mindless drone like your Fed drones that just watch and just consume.
You don't want to be
That's
a mindless
not what the
drone,
fuck
period.
I do. But going to the topic at hand, right?
Thank you.
Bailey was royally screwed. Karrion Kross is doing his own thing. The tag team division was relegated from this big show and relegated to this past SmackDown, right?
I mean, Roxanne
Perez
was not even on the NXT show. She was the pre-show.
She was on the pre-show.
And NXT.
She was on the
Somebody
pre-show.
that should be already been the main roster.
Yes.
Yeah. But and again, and now, and I love TK. Y'all know how much I love AEW, but I'm also going after TK because, you know, I look at the situation of Mariah May where you strap the rocket on Mariah May, rightfully so. She's a great character. She's a great wrestler. But you have these characters like a Stephanie Vaquer, like a Mariah May, who their whole dream is to be in WWE. You see Stephanie Vaquer's interviews. All she talks about is this is my life. This is what I always wanted. I'm living my dream.
All right, granted, didn't she?
Prior to joining the company?
Prior to joining the company, and then prior to that, she's always wanted to be in WWE.
Prior to that, didn't she kind of have? Didn't she struggle deciding on which company she wanted?
She did, but she knew that she wanted to be in WWE because that was her dream. And same thing with Mariah. Mariah has gone on record to say her big dream was to be in WWE, and she's gonna get that. To me, I'm sorry, but I don't see. It's 2025, and headlining WrestleMania and being in the Fed isn't a pipe dream for a lot of people. I just don't see it anymore. I don't see it as being it doesn't carry weight to me anymore. The Fed is not the end all be all of what professional wrestling should be. It's not.
Unfortunately, a lot of people are not going to see it that way.
Yeah, they're not, and I get that. I get that.
WWE is the gold bearer of wrestling. Yeah. It is the only company that should exist for some people out there. It is the only company that makes sense for a lot of people out there. It is the company that has the richest and most illustrious history next to WCW if WCW was still alive. But anything else is a nuisance or a thorn to them.
And I get that. And I absolutely get that, Jay. I get that. But my issue with this is the fact that we have what we like to call these characters, right? You have these characters who get pushed. Alexa Bliss is a prime example. She came back. Where's she at?
I don't know what
she was gone the entire WrestleMania feud. Right?
It was.
And she came back for Elimination Chamber. Gone. Benched. My issue is this. We have to stop treating our good soldiers as good soldiers. Because they're more than that. Prime example. We look at Willow Nightingale and we look at Statlander. Those are good soldiers. Those are active women in AEW who deserve more. They should be getting Mariah May's spot.
Absolutely.
They should be at the top of the game because you know what? They are there for the company.
Yeah.
They are there for AEW.
Willow is out there
constantly.
I see her Instagram. She is constantly promoting AEW.
Always.
And it's like it never fails. She's always out there smiling, doing the little meet and greets.
Always.
It never fails.
Yeah.
Even when she's out there for meeting her friends in WWE.
Yeah.
She's out there promoting. So it's
exactly.
They do need more recognition for the talent.
And that's my issue.
Statlander, Willow Nightingale,
yes.
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Yeah,
those are the wrestlers that you should strap a rocket to. Granted, I understand. Not only Toni Storm, and I get why they did Mariah May. But those are the people, those hard-owned good workers or good soldiers that people like to call them. Those are the ones you got to strap up. But now let's flip the coin. Now you look at Bayley. If you have not watched that video by Chris Van Ed, if you have not seen that video, I implore you, go watch that video. It literally changed my view of how I look at Bayley. She was crushed. You could tell the defeat. You can see her confidence, her value, the way she views herself. There was a quote in that interview that just struck me and just blew my mind. She said she doesn't see herself in the same limelight as a Charlotte or a Becky. And she sees herself as a lower tier to them.
Which is funny you say that because they started off, well, more so, she started off, she was Charlotte's first match, and she signed before Becky. And they really started around the same time.
But even regardless if they signed to if they debuted different eras or different timelines, they are part of the Four Horsewomen. And
Yes.
Bayley's accolade speaks for themselves.
You know what? I kind of see what you're saying because, like, if Becky or Charlotte, they're both gone, and as soon as they come back, they're already thrown
automatically.
Already.
Automatically.
What happened when Becky came out? She won the fucking tag team championship.
Oh, what happened the next day?
What happened when Charlotte Flair comes back? She wins the Royal Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, right? So I see what you're saying. What you're saying has weight to it.
And when Nick Khan says he doesn't bench players, look what the fuck he did with Bayley for Becky, which I find that very interesting that you would do that for someone who was barely there but you wouldn't do it for someone that has been that good soldier, has been out there doing your promotions the entire time, and has earned a spot at the WrestleMania, but you're gonna rob this person of their moment and give it. And by the way, you're gonna give it to somebody who hasn't been around. No offense to Becky, but no, hold on, I'm getting somewhere. And then this is what really pissed me off. You're gonna have the tag team champs not only lose, but you're gonna give a championship to Becky as soon as she gets back, when we haven't seen her in God knows how many months. Then the following night, I don't know who online, someone back there online is creative, is listening, but this was still stupid. You're gonna have them lose it to the same people they defeated to get it, and then turn Becky heel. That was, I felt so apathetic that it disgusted me, because I was like, what are we doing?
I get why they did that. They did it to show you that anything can happen in the WWE.
That's
to not expect a specific formula, right? I get it. I get it. I don't have to like it, but I get it. I'm not, it's just
And that's
Fuck
but,
that.
but yes, I agree. Fuck that, because see that mentality is the reason why Triple H is so like, accept it.
I should accept poor creativity,
No, you should not.
and yet Becky is
They're gonna
benched
do it regardless.
for this shit.
I know they are. But
Sorry,
it
Bailey, not
just sucks because it not only affects the fans, but it's starting to affect the wrestlers.
Yeah, it's the starting effect, because like, what does Bailey have to do to get a spot, bro? Like,
And
seriously.
she even said it herself, like she's like, I'm a good soldier and I don't go and complain.
And if it's funny you said
this
that.
mentality of like she says, I learned from the best of Randy Orton's and John Cena's, where I would take whatever they give me and I would make it amazing.
Oh, Rey Mysterio and John Cena.
Yeah.
So yeah, she did take those inspirations, which is
But
great.
that's so, it's so asinine to me. Why you relegate yourself to be like, okay, well, that's just how the business is, and I'm just gonna twiddle my thumbs and miss WrestleMania, even though I'm promoting, and even though I worked my ass off, and even though I'm there and do whatever y'all ask me to, but whatever.
Like,
I mean, there's only so much you can do in that situation. You can
I
either
guess so.
you can either bitch about it, or you can quit, or you can just sit there and make do with what you got. It's literally those three things. Like
It just sucks because I think, and you're right, but that mentality is so, it's bad, man. It's toxic. It's just shit.
starting to think,
I think it's irrelevant if it's bad or not. It is what it is.
No, but Iron is not irrelevant, because I feel like we're missing the biggest issue here, which is Triple H said that there's no egos back there.
Yeah, no.
But there is egos.
It's huge
And
egos.
the biggest one is Becky Lynch.
No,
She's
Charlotte.
no. Becky Lynch is the person who made that call. Becky Lynch is the one that said, I need you to bench her because I'm going in and I'm getting that title. It was her. She made
How
that
do you
call.
know that?
Because it is. Otherwise, she wouldn't come back. Because she was asking for more money and they didn't give her more money. You know what they gave her? They gave her half of the money and creative direction. And you know what she did with the creative direction? She turned around and screw her friend and
If
give
they
me
are
that
friends.
spot. That's shady right there. And that's so fucking hypocritical when Triple H comes out and say that there's no fucking egos back there, when you're the one creating the egos, Triple H. When you're the one letting these wrestlers have the egos and screwing people over.
Yeah.
When Becky hasn't even asked for half of the money. You haven't even paid Becky. That's what it is. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I like Becky Lynch. I don't. Give some shady ass shit.
Damn.
He's not lying. And for those of you who do not know, go look at the reports on all fronts.
Yeah, so they are saying Becky did. I do recall reading the report saying that Becky. So there were people blaming Triple H at first, but there were people that had more insight to say that it was Becky's decision. And this is the first time she's done this.
To summarize it, both parties had said, from what they said, both parties were trying to figure out how to book creative, and something was pitched by Becky, and it happened.
Okay,
So she just says one word, and they just said, "Well, fuck it, let's just go with it."
Okay.
That's how you know when you have pull in a
hold
company.
on. Do you really think Becky was just in the back saying, "Listen, I want to be on the show so much. I want you to bench or kick
Bailey.
Thank you, Bailey off the show so I can take her spot." Do
Yes.
you think she
Yes.
really said that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because
or hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Or
We don't know if that's what she
did
actually
she
said.
be like, "Listen, I want to be on the show. Whatever you have for me, I'll take it." And they were to be like, "Yeah, okay, let's see what we do for you." And then they made the decision to kick Bailey off and put her on.
because
You don't think so?
they tell people the decision. You want to know why? I'll bring the same situation all over again. Cody, when he came back and he had that first WrestleMania match with Roman Reigns, they told Cody, "You know what, kid? Since you left and you came back, you're gonna have to pay the price. You're not gonna take this championship this time. You're gonna take the loss." You know what Cody said? "Yes, sir." You know what you know what Becky told Triple
God.
H? "I won this shit." You know what Bailey said? "Yes, sir." Why? Because those are the good soldiers, the good kind of people that just listen. That's what happened. But again, it's not so much that that's wrong, and it is in a way. But it's the fact that you building egos the other side. You building personalities. What is Becky gonna do next? Whose spot she gonna take?
But egos is something that just comes with the territory. I feel like I do. No, it's historically.
You're
it's
right.
there.
You're right. But
historically, okay. Look at it this way.
you're
Look,
right.
look,
But
look,
he's
look, look.
feeding
Hold on.
into this though.
Yeah, but it's always been like that. Whether it's good or not, whether you like it or not.
The
it's always
inmates
been
are
like
running
that.
the asylum.
They've always ran the asylum.
No. I understand that, but even more so now. Like it. You just see it now more than you ever seen it before. Hell,
Yeah.
Well,
just
because we have the
Social
means
media.
to see it. Yeah, social media.
no.
and shit.
It's even besides social media. Look at the build between Tiffany and Charlotte. That was a train wreck.
Well, because we know, again, through social media and
Yeah.
history, Charlotte has, like you said, probably one of the biggest egos
and again,
of all time.
So again, I ask you,
where she feels like she's better than everyone
you're right.
else.
yeah,
and
she's
so
a
I
Nepo
ask you,
baby.
did Tiffany Stratton look good coming out of that?
I thought she had a chipped tooth coming out that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Does Lyra Valkyrie look good after coming out from that? No.
Everybody forgot about her.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. No.
So that's again the whole point of wrestling in the very get-go is to put over your opponent. One way or somehow, whether you're having the crowd cheer for them or you're having the crowd boo for them, you are trying to get both of you guys over. And in this case, more than
Some
often
people
than
don't
not,
feel that way. It brings me to that. I don't know if you've seen that show that Bubba Ray is on.
Bust It Open.
Yeah, Bubba Ray, The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, all
and
them.
Mickey
Yeah.
James, whatever.
Oh, they're in what's it called? I know what you're talking about. It's on
Yeah.
A&E,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
And that one guy, I don't remember his name, but he was in a tag team match.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to tag out his partner, and he did.
Yeah, he did it.
He had the ego there.
Yeah.
And that wasn't supposed to be the finish at all.
Yeah.
And so they chewed his ass out backstage because he went in business for himself.
Yes, he did.
So that's pretty much what we're saying. Like, these guys who have egos go in for themselves.
Yeah.
Is that wrong entirely?
Yes.
But isn't that how also
I
you
think
get
there's a-
your stars?
Here's the thing. I'll
I'm not
argue-
saying it's.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no, no.
saying it's 100%.
I get what you're saying.
Right?
I get what you're saying. However, I get in this business, yes, you have to have some ego. But if you're booking the territory for yourself to only look strong and you're only looking out for yourself, it takes two to tango.
That's true.
If I'm screwing you over constantly and I need a bad guy to help me be a good guy, and I make you look like a punk bitch,
I'm gonna make you look like a punk bitch too.
but
so-
if I don't let you do that,
Hold on.
I'm gonna make it happen.
No,
Wait.
but,
But
hold
if
on,
I don't let you do that,
but
though.
hold on, Iron. Wouldn't it be better if she would have betrayed Becky right there, or would have betrayed what's her name,
Bailey?
Bailey? They would have a storyline together. Again, it's the ego coming out and be like, no, it's me. I'm gonna do me. Fuck my partner. She's gonna be outshined because I'm the man.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
That's what she calls herself.
And we forgot about the beautiful entrance with the feathers. That shit went off the trash.
He's not lying.
And the next day, what happens, Black? The next fucking Monday, what happened?
I mean, this past Monday,
This past fucking Monday,
they
the
lost
Monday
the fucking belts,
And she turned heel.
and she turned like no substance, no build. It was just
That
like
kind of feeds into her ego because she wants to be the best, right?
the
she lost
best at
Whatever she does, I
best
guess.
at what?
Whatever she does, wrestling, she's the man.
I'm not doubting Becky's accolades.
Even though she said she wasn't going to come back no time soon, but hey, you know.
Oh wow! Look,
Yeah, but wrestlers lie all the time.
That's true.
Yeah, they do that all the
Wrestlers
time.
are
And
the
Bayley,
biggest liar in the business.
this is what I appreciate. What Killer
They
Cross.
are. They are. They're the biggest liars in the business.
What
They
about
lie more than me.
What about lawyers?
Lawyers are in the rest. Well, hold on. Yes.
Yeah,
lawyers are
shut,
in
yeah,
the
shut up.
wrestling. They don't take front and center of the business. Okay, they're behind the scenes, sir.
But listen, Killer Cross said I'm probably paraphrasing him. His promo about being a good soldier, he was right about that though. He just like said, fuck that, being a good soldier. I kind of agree with that because apparently what it shows, being a good soldier doesn't reward you with anything.
But Mayo said it best last podcast. At this point, you can't just sit behind and just keep acting like a good soldier. Go test your waters and go to AEW.
Yeah, I think I agree. Or not even AEW. Go to New Japan. Build up your strikes. I mean, granted,
But again,
do
that's the
something out
reason
there.
why I say with Karrion Kross or Killer Kross, my own issue with it, yes, you can speak on the mic. Yes, you can cut a decent promo. But that bell is going to ring and you still suck dick.
It's fucked up.
So there's nothing we can do about that.
Okay, so you clearly don't think Killer Cross is a good wrestler.
I know he's not a good wrestler.
Damn,
I'm gonna leave you.
that's crazy.
I'm just keeping
I'm
it a
not-
buck. I
That's
know
crazy.
I'm giving him a chance. Because the second
I think he's
round,
straight.
I'm getting a good vibe on him this time around. I'm giving him a chance.
Man.
Bayley, she always has my heart. She always has my support. Becky is, she's in a doghouse for me right now after the news I heard this past weekend. So
There's a lot of people in the doghouse after this past week of wrestling news, sir.
I
but
agree.
we'll get to that.
I agree.
I think we had it wrong, Ace. 2 months ago we sat here and we praised Becky, and we told her to go to AEW.
Not me.
Fuck
I don't want her
that.
in
Not
AEW.
me.
Oh, we
Fuck
I
Not
agree.
me.
I think I did.
Shit.
I agree.
Bailey,
I didn't want
Bailey,
that.
you
I
need
did.
to go to AEW.
I think I was the only one who said I didn't want that
Bailey,
shit.
God.
Bailey, you need to go to AEW.
She has a year and 3 months left. She needs to go to
Okay,
AEW.
see, honestly, I'm afraid if she goes to AEW, she's just gonna be put on there as another toy, a nice shiny toy,
I'm
just to
with you on
lose
that.
to.
I'm scared. I'm
yeah,
scared.
Exactly. Just to
I'm
lose
scared.
to
Here's my
Mercedes
thing.
Moné.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean-
sorry, but listen, who won this past Wednesday's? What was it? Jamie Hayter that won in her match against Chris Statler. Now she's gonna go against Mercedes Moné. Congratulations, you won the prize that you're gonna lose to Mercedes Moné. That's it.
I'm afraid if Bailey goes to AEW, she's gonna get the Saraya treatment. Granted,
fuck.
Saraya.
Don't say that, man.
Saraya did win the women's world championship, but after
did.
she lost it, she faded into just
Obscurity.
the shadow realm. She was just banished to the shadow realm, like we never saw her again. And also another one was Ruby Soho. She just
Wait, hold
She
on.
got
She got
pregnant.
pregnant.
okay. Also, Taya Mello as well.
Also
too. But they
got
never came back.
pregnant.
I understand she got pregnant. She had a kid, but they never
They
came
both
back.
had kids, man.
I get that. I get
gotta
that. I-
take care of the
I
kiddos.
get- that's true. But
Being a mom's important, bro.
yeah, I mean, I guess
You
she
think
had
Beck-
enough time to come back if she wanted.
Then again, Becky came.
The whole point.
Exactly,
Do you think Becky Lynch is an asshole? I think so. What do you think? Let us know in the comment below.
Let us know in the comments below. This is Freaky Kayfabe.
Are you listening? Damn.